I'm back. I told you I wasn't going to stop making videos. I'm on about day 8 of NoFap at the moment. I stored my phone up my college and my locker for a small amount of time, and I've now decided to turn down the lighting settings because I want to save battery. Cut out on my last time. I've decided that to take it home to make this video and go make future videos while storing it at the college, my locker. So basically I wanted to talk about crappy people. At my school there are loads of chads on roids, and they're just absolutely abrasive, the stereotype of chad. And they would go past, and because I'm skinny fat, that they would shout abuse over to me, like, have you got a girlfriend yet? It's more like teasing, but extreme teasing. And with authoritative types, you've got to picture them. Like, you can picture them taking a shit, basically. This is a variation of, you can picture them having sex, but if you're NoFap, you're going to be like, ugh. Especially if it's a woman who triggers you, who kind of arouses you. But you can picture these people having a shit, and then realise, well, everyone shits, everyone poops, and it kind of makes you feel a bit better about yourself then and your situation. Now, everyone goes into the same situation because they go into the toilet and they produce shit. So everything that they say to you to put you down, to criticise you that you're single or you're a virgin or whatever, that ultimately it doesn't matter because everyone poops. So it's nothing more than crap falling out the mouths. And you can imagine them with the trolleys down their ankles, like straining a big one out, and just let go and release all that anger and agitation. Now, a good example of this is something that happened to me today, which I felt quite frustrated. I shouted at the time because I came home to make this video because I don't have any lessons on. So I went home to make this video. And then I got a call saying that, well, my dad told me, because he lives with me, so he told me via voice that my trip had been cancelled because I arranged to go and visit town, a place nearby, and one Saturday, this Saturday coming, I arranged this trip. And what happened was that my grandma, through her utter idiocy, cancelled the trip. And I started overthinking. I started, oh my God, and really ranting about it. And really it was just unneeded and unnecessary. I tried to fix the problem with the taxi company, and they just like, they didn't understand my accent or whatever. I was quite angry, so I was ranting on the phone to him a bit. I sounded like an entitled Karen. I basically became unintentionally like my grandma, who actually is an entitled Karen. And it kind of turned them off. Like they because I have a female voice, they were calling me they're calling me lovely or something, sweetheart, darling. Anyway, I hung up the phone because I realised that basically there's nothing I could do to reverse the situation other than to maybe call another company, which would cost more money anyway. So another piece of advice for this kind of thing, and you may be able to relate it to NoFap afterwards, is when you're faced with one of these types of scenarios, just think of the benefits. Like, I'm not going to town this Saturday. I'm not going to town. So basically I have more time to study. I have 2 essays to finish and a whole subject to catch up on, which I haven't really been invested in giving my all into it. This is a chance to give my all into it. And I'm reliant on my grandma, so I can't, at this point in time, I won't always be. But I've just got to remember, well, it's just this one period in time. Like, one day I will finally be shut of it. But, you know, at the moment, I haven't got my bank set up. I'm getting it set up. I'm getting an account of my own. And so she's ordering me books, and I'm getting some books by some great economic thinkers, like Austrian school economics, you know, anarcho-capitalism. And I can take advantage of that, you know. I can sit down and read all of this stuff, soak it up, soak up some NoFap videos, some red pill videos, some stoicism, and, you know, just work on myself, exercise, eat right. And, well, if you've relapsed, well, if you want to relapse, you can imagine, I suppose, the woman taking a shit, unless it turns you on. You could also think about, well, I've relapsed now, but what can I learn from it going forward into the future? Because it's pretty common sense, but you can learn more from it by relapsing than not relapsing, as long as, like, you take precautions not to let that happen again. As long as you take the precautions to take more care next time. And you can actually turn a loss into a victory, into a success. Like what I'm going to do with this taxi business, I'm not going to let it bog me down and ruin me. I had a bit of a rant and a shout, but I'm just going to contain it into that, because I am not a Karen, and I don't want to be portrayed and displayed as a Karen. So I'm just going to let it be, you know. I'm just going to let this pass, because this too shall pass, which is something Abraham Lincoln said. So you've relapsed, well, this too shall pass. And one day, because I couldn't imagine getting to 7-8 days again, one day you will get back to the point that you were, if you keep making progress and keep making these 1% changes and keeping at them, sticking to these habits to become a 1% man. And you don't have to worry about trying to think of the name for it. It's an economic term. God. Hang on. I think they're called bad actors. Bad actors. And they're kind of like, they rely on the funding of state-owned businesses and corporations. So basically you've got bad actors on YouTube, they rely on the funding from these corporations, and they're kind of using it as like a mask for their own inadequacies. And that's basically what bullies do, like, are hiding behind this brand that there's something superior that they're actually not. And they're economically fake. So you don't have to take any notice of bullies, you don't have to take any notice of relapses, because yes, there's something behind this, but it's just like bad actor, you know, just a bad knot. Yeah, a knot that hasn't been retained in the body, so you don't have to worry about any of that. And I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So we'll wrap that up.